Ladies and gentlemen, gamers, welcome back to this channel. Today's video is going to be all about Relic's new roadmap. If you've been following them over the past month, you might have heard them talk about this roadmap, that it's coming soon, and that it's going to be covering the content for the remainder of this year, 2023. We're going to jump into this video that they just released. It's about a 4-minute video, and then we're going to read through the article. So guys, without further ado, let's see what's in store for CoH3.
Hi, I'm David Fan, executive producer of the Company Heroes franchise and the lead of our Company Heroes 3 post-launch team. Today, I'm going to cover our PC roadmap and the base game updates players can look forward to over the rest of 2023. But first, let's talk briefly about the upcoming expansion for Company Heroes 3. When we launched CoH3, we committed to an expansion release in 2023. We're pleased to confirm that we're actively working on this content and that players can expect it to land this calendar year. You'll have to sit tight for more information, but we really look forward to sharing more with you when the time is right. Regarding the CoH3 base game on PC, to date we've launched 3 major updates along with several smaller patches and hotfixes. Our most recent update, Emerald Bear, saw several additions that were highly requested by our players, such as new maps, a new player profile system, core gameplay updates, improved pathfinding, and more. Now, we know that Company Heroes 3 did not meet the expectations of some of our players at launch, and that there's still a lot of work to do. I'm here to tell you that we're committed to that process and that we're listening to our players. We are focused on improving player experience by polishing the game, improving key systems, and adding highly requested features. We want to extend our thanks to our players for their patience as we have reorganized our teams and realigned our direction since the launch of the game. Regarding console news, our intent is to port the major updates, fixes, and improvements from the PC version to the console edition. Our next update to the console edition will be the 1.16 update, also known as Brass Leopard, in September. Brass Leopard will feature a new map, gameplay improvements, and audio updates. We're aiming to share more info about future console updates soon. Our next PC update will be called Umber Wasp. Umber Wasp will feature several gameplay improvements including unit responsiveness, animation responsiveness, unit pathfinding, unit selection, improved map pings, and more. These changes are going to have a serious impact on the overall game feel. Before it releases, we'll post a mission briefing blog post detailing the highlights. Umber Wasp will also bring a new 4v4 map for all modes, a reworked 1v1 map for all modes,
really cool.
match stats upon quitting a game, new store cosmetics, and an in-game news system so that we can keep you up to date with all the latest in Company Heroes 3. Following on from each named update, we aim to deliver a targeted follow-up balance tuning patch. Emerald Bear was the first update we delivered within this structure, and we intend this to be the case for most updates moving forward. Our second named update, we're excited to announce that replays will be a part of Steel Shepherd, and that replays will launch with a caster HUD, the ability to see unit commands in tactical pause, and live stats, just to name a few cool features within the system.
Very nice.
Steel Shepherd will also feature a new 1v1 multiplayer map, and we will be also making further improvements to responsiveness and animations. What's more, we're overhauling the first-time user experience with a revamped tutorial mission and updates to the campaign map, including a reworked tutorial and an improved supply system. We've seen that new players to the Company Heroes franchise are struggling more than they should be when they first play, and we know that these changes will be beneficial to onboarding players and keeping them with the game. Thank you for taking the time to watch along today. We hope this gives you a few things to be excited about with the months coming ahead. See you soon.
Awesome. A lot to look forward to. Let's go ahead and jump into the article as well. I'm going to read through that. All right, so a great video from Relic in my opinion. We have a very clear idea of what's to come. We've got this roadmap, so let's go ahead and break it down. Today we are eager to present our roadmap for Company Heroes 3, which covers the remainder of 2023. This roadmap graphic will give you an overview of the key updates and features we are targeting for this year. So let's go ahead and look at this. We have October to February of next year. And the one thing that they have stated is that there's going to be a new cadence. So we have an update in October coming very soon. And I assume this is going to be early October because based on the new cadence, we're going to have a tuning update in late October in between the expansion in December. So the new cadence is one big update, Umber Wasp, followed by one tuning update about a month later, I would assume, roughly 3 to 4 weeks later. And then there's a period of time between the next major update, probably another month or so, as you can see here. And then that would be followed by a tuning update in February. So roughly, we're going to be getting content roughly every couple months, major content and then tuning. So I think that's a great new pacing for content. And the one thing I noticed, guys, before we break this down, when you look at all this content from October really to December, the rest of this year, in terms of content, what we're really getting is a lot of polish, a lot of improvements to the game fundamentally, along with, of course, new maps. We're getting a new 4v4 map in October, reworked 1v1 map, which I think was Pacino Stalemate based on the video we just saw. It looks like it's going to be a dark time, nighttime, perhaps a bunch of little tweaks around the map as well, I would assume. A news feed. I'm not quite sure what a news feed means. I don't know if that's news in the game client. Perhaps that's what that means. I'm not quite sure. And then gameplay improvements. So this is to my point that the content for the rest of this year, since launch, right? Really, 2023 content post-launch for CoH3 has been polish, gameplay improvements, and getting the game up to par, up to the standard that the franchise is known for. And David Fan even mentioned we know that players are not happy with the current polish of the game. So I really feel like Relic's vision for 2023 was really getting the game up to that standard. As you can see here, unit responsiveness, unit pathfinding, map pathfinding, selection and unit commands, map pings, unit abilities, all gameplay improvements. And this is really important. So moving on from Umber Wasp, right? So which is just going to improve the game fundamentally. Probably going to be quite a bit of balance as well. They've mentioned that the next update is going to have quite a bit of balance. So we don't have any insight into that, but we can expect that to come. And these tuning updates will kind of help polish that balance a little bit more. And then moving into December expansion, Steel Shepherd, we have once again more content. And the content is not necessarily battle groups, as far as I can tell, or factions, or anything like that. What it is a new map. So that's a constant theme. They're just slowly rolling out more maps, which is very important. We need a steady release of maps for all game modes. A replay system with Caster HUD. This is fantastic. I think this is something that is absolutely needed in the scene for content creators, for players who are trying to improve their play, for analysis. This is going to be very, very much anticipated and desired. So next thing, first time player experience overhaul. So tutorial and campaign map. I think this is important just to help players onboard into Co. It's a very hard game. It's a very daunting game. So the faster that Relic can really help new players and that new player experience, the better. And one thing I would really love to see in 2024, kind of in line with this theme, is more social dynamics in the game client. More ways to socialize, connect in the game, especially team games. This is the best team game RTS in my opinion, period. And if they can integrate more social aspects and features, I think it's really going to just help the game, help the multiplayer scene thrive, the multiplayer community, and help transition players from that campaign mode tutorials into skirmish with AI and eventually multiplayer, which is really important. And I would hope that the replay system, the caster HUD, I would also hope that these things eventually lead to tournament modes in the game client and things like that. But we'll see. Gameplay improvements, unit animation and polish, unit responsiveness, single player balance. So once again, all gameplay improvements, just like Umber Wasp in October. 2023 is really marked by gameplay improvements, polish, and so forth, right? Balance, really, right? Getting the game up to par. Now, this is fantastic. I think this is really important. We have a few more months of this year. Getting the game up to speed is really going to help set the tone for 2024. And what I mean by that is I think, based on what I'm seeing here, I think the roadmap for 2024 will have a lot of more content. So battle groups, maybe factions, I don't know, new abilities, new units. I think that 2024 will start to roll out all those new features to the game that we're really desiring. But it seems like Relic really wants to get the game up to speed for the remainder of this year, which is totally fine with me. The game has been improving a lot over the past couple months in particular, and I've been enjoying it a lot personally. Let's go to just continue reading through this article. So, actually, all of this information was already stated almost verbatim in the video by Relic with David Fan. So I just want to make a quick shout out to the console community. You guys are going to be getting an update in September with Brass Leopard. So the game will be almost fully up to par, but you guys are still waiting for Emerald Bear. So I would expect that over the next couple months as well, hopefully. And I'm sure many of you guys on console are waiting to play. I'm sure many of you guys got the game initially and are now just waiting for the game to improve. Go ahead and let me know. I'm very curious in the console community if you guys are playing multiplayer. I would really love to hear about that experience. We have a Discord, Sarge GG Discord. You guys can join that in the link description of the channel. There's a community there, guys, and I would love not only for PC players but console players. If you guys are looking for somewhere to link up with teammates, get feedback on gameplay. I'm not fully up to par with the console meta. I don't really know the console meta and how different it is, but many of the gameplay principles still apply. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Anyone is welcome to join the Discord. And let me know what you think about this roadmap. I think ultimately it's a very good sign that we're going to be getting the game polished so quickly and we'll be off to a good start in 2024. All right, guys, so real quick, jumping back to the Relic video, I want to look at Umber Wasp, the update coming in a month, and talk about the content and take a look at the maps real quick. We're getting a new 4v4 map, which is awesome. I personally love large team games in the Company of Heroes franchise. The team game dynamic and experience, the communication, there's nothing like it in the RTS genre. So I'm very happy to see 4v4 maps that are not night maps. We already have 2 of them in this mode. So a daytime map in North Africa in the desert is very much welcomed for 4v4. A reworked 1v1 map that's Pacino Stalemate. It's going to be nighttime, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot more reworks in terms of actual gameplay changes, building changes and so forth. So that's great to see. I think that map needs a little bit of rework to optimize it. What I would like to see here is more 2v2 emphasis. I think 2v2 is one of the best modes in CoH3. I know it's a very popular mode, so I would like to see more emphasis on that in 2024. We're not going to get 2v2 in 2023, unfortunately. We already have 4 maps, I think, since launch, so perhaps they're trying to get the other modes up to par. But yeah, I look forward to an eventual 2v2 map. Moving forward, let's look at this.
Detailing the highlights. Umber Wasp will also bring a new 4v4 map for all modes, a reworked 1v1 map for all modes.
Okay, so I'm not sure if Wetlands is a Relic map, if it's a community-made map, or maybe part of Greyshot's contest. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you guys know where this map comes from. It could be from Relic themselves, I'm not sure. But very cool. I love the North African theme. We don't have a North African map for 4v4, so it's going to be great to be able to battle it out with 8 armies essentially on the game board. I'm very excited for this. I love the aesthetic. It's really hard to know where this town is in relation to the whole map. We don't have a bird's eye view.
A new 4v4 map for all modes.
But it looks like there is this small oasis or river bank here, this body of water separating. I can't tell if this is an island. It looks like this little island is attached. It's very hard for me to see. I can't tell if this is a remote little island on its own that you can't get to, or if there's one entrance. It's very hard to tell. If anyone has more details on this map, I would love to hear it and look at it. But it looks really nice. I mean, the map looks beautiful in my opinion. This large city looks different from the city we had just looked at in the previous screenshot. At least the architecture and the buildings are not the same. So I would assume this is a different city. I almost feel like this city right here. Oh, I guess you can see the similar architecture here. It's very hard to say. But I feel like that the city in the previous screenshot's over here, and then this is a different city entirely, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. This could be just the outside of the city, the walls essentially, and then you have the smaller town. And then we have, once again, oh, maybe it is. Right there, look at that. It could be. I love the roads. I love how like big this wall makes the city feel. You know, when you're defending it or entering into it, you really have this kind of like grand feel here. And there's a gate that you can go through. One important thing to notice is it doesn't look like large vehicles will be able to fit through this. Smaller vehicles, light vehicles can, of course, and of course, large vehicles can move in and out of this roadway here. So this looks like a pretty defensible position. I would love to see more of this. Looks like there's a base here. Oh yeah, look at that. I just noticed this, that this large structure in town is right next to a spawn. Looks like an Allied spawn USF base. There's the machine gun positions, barracks, the HQ. So this is really close to the base. I did not expect that. It's very interesting. And then, okay, moving on to the next screenshot. Very interesting. Looks like this structure might be in between both spawns. I can't tell. There's one spawn here. I can't tell if this is the same spawn over here. I think it's the opposite side. So I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused because they're both allies spawns. So I don't know if that is the same side or not, but it looks like this large structure in this town is in between perhaps both spawns. So there would be a large struggle over the VP in the town. There's a VP outside of the town here. There's this body of water that separates this area here. So of course, moving through these roads is going to be beneficial for the speed bonuses and so forth. I could see where artillery is pretty strong on this map. And once again, this large city is going to kind of like be a great position, I feel like, to hold and to even kind of bombard the center of the map here. So really interesting. I really want to know if you can garrison in these buildings. That would be pretty interesting for the franchise, in my opinion. And then moving on, guys, from this map, let me know what you think of this map. But the 1v1 map is going to be reworked. I think we're all familiar with this by this time. I'm not quite sure what the reworks are going to be, but it's going to be a night version for 1v1. This will be the first nighttime map in 1v1. I think it's cool. I think that's nice. It will add a totally different flavor. And I'm just really curious to see what they actually changed, because I think this map can be optimized in several different ways. So guys, that's going to wrap up the 2 maps coming in about a month, which is exciting. Let me know what you think about these maps. Let me know, guys, what you're looking forward to in regards to the roadmap. Let me know your thoughts on the roadmap. I would love to hear more on it. And if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one.